let's get reading. Let's get reading. Now, if you weren't in my spelling class, I don't have my regular whiteboard with me today that I usually connect to my computer. I mean, I have it, but it's being buggy. So I have to use my whiteboard and my mouse, which is not the most agile little pencils. So if you would be patient with my writing today, I will try to write as neat as I can, but it's going to be a challenge with this mouse. Okay, our first word for today is this. Now, I always say if you know how to read it, that's great. But don't check out if you know how to read it by sight, because I'm going to teach you how to read it by rule so that you understand the reasons why it is spelled the way it is, so that you can apply those reading patterns to words that you may not know how to read by sight. So even if you might know what this word is, stick with me. You can see what I mean about the writing. I have to go nice and slow. All right, so we can tell that this is a Greek word because there is a medial Y, a Y in the middle. That means we got it from the Greek language, and that Y is acting as an I would. So it follows all of the rules that an I would follow. Now, let's talk about this A first. When A is at the front of a word, at or toward the beginning of a word, and, so that and has to be in the middle of this equation. When A is at the front of the word and there is another vowel 2 doors down, then that A will make it the schwa sound and say Okay, let me erase that little attempt there of an upside down E. Slightly better. So when A is at the front and there's a vowel 2 doors down, that A will say Since this Y is acting as an I, it's going to follow the tap 2 rule. Since there is a 2 consonants after it, it's going to make it short sound. It also follows the confident rule, which is I in the middle syllable. So we have 3 syllables here, 3 vowels that don't touch. When I is in the middle, it says I, regardless of if there are 2 consonants after it or not. Now here is another A making another schwa sound because of a different reason. Of course, it's not at the beginning, it's at the end. When A comes toward the end of a multi-syllable word and there's a consonant after it, it changes to the schwa sound. When A comes toward the end of a multi-syllable word and there's a consonant after it, 3 reasons, then it changes to the schwa sound and says This upside down E is the schwa symbol that says So I'm going to let you pencil read this word and then I'll come in after you. So if this says and then we have a b, I, z. I should have told you that this is going to make the Z sound. If that changes your answer, go ahead. This S is making the Z sound. It's because it's its vibrating sound. S has a vibrating sound, and it will make that vibrating sound especially when the letter before it and the letter after it also vibrate. Like the I vibrates, means your vocal cords are used, and the M is also a vibrating sound. So this S is going to make its vibrating sound. So we have b, I, z, ul, abi, abiz, abysm, abysma, abysmal, abysmal. How did you do on that one? Y, you got it without me, or A, you almost got it. Abysmal. It means very bad. Abysmal. Good job. Abysmal. How can I use that in a sentence? Abysmal. My daughter would have considered it an abysmal situation if she didn't get the outfit that she wanted to today. probably an exaggeration, but actually probably not. Abysmal. Okay. But she got it. She got it. The world's okay. All right, next word. So we have an O that is making the short O sound because of the tap 2 rule. We have a UR. UR says just like ER, just like IR, just like regular R. UR simply says you don't even hear the U. And here's another example of that A that is toward the end of a multi-syllable word with a consonant after it. This making the schwa sound and saying So I'm going to let you pencil read this word. This C is making its normal hard sound. So we have n, a, k, t, n, a, ul. Nocturnal. 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 I'm sure you've heard that word before. It means happening at night, like a night creature that hunts at night is nocturnal. All right, read that first word that you see in the chat. Abysmal, abysmal. Now, read this one. Nocturnal, nocturnal. How'd you do on nocturnal? Y or A? Yes or almost without me? I have a feeling that a lot of you might have known how to read that word prior to class. Okay. Let's try this one. Let's see what you think on this one. It might look easy, but it might not be as easy as it looks. Thank you for being patient with my mouse writing. All right, so here the E is going to make it short sound because of the tap 2 rule. This I is making it short sound because of the confident rule. I is in the middle syllable, not the middle of the word, but the middle syllable of the word. You can tell because there are 3 vowels that don't touch. So an I will only make its short sound in the middle syllable when the word is at least 3 syllables long, because only in a 3-syllable or longer word can there be a middle syllable. A syllable is a chunk of a word. There has to be 3 word chunks. Each chunk has to have a vowel in it, and each one of those vowels can't touch. So when you have a 3-chunk word, each chunk having a vowel in it, and when that I is in the middle one, it can be 4-syllable, 5-syllable, 6-syllable, as long as that I is somewhere in the middle with a vowel before it and a vowel after it that don't touch it, then that I makes it short sound regardless of if there are 2 consonants after it or not. And then this Y at the end of a multi-syllable word usually says the long E sound and says E. This is going to be the tricky part, getting your tongue wrapped around the N and then an M. You don't see that in English words very often. So pay attention to the shape of your mouth when you form those 2 sounds, and then go ahead and try to read this word. It might help if you break it up right there. Know how to before, Taryn? Hopefully you do now. Okay, so we have n, m, I, t, e. N with my tongue to the top of my mouth, N, and then my lips closed. Enmity, enmity. How did you do on that one? Y or A? Enmity. I'm dying to know. Thank you. Yeah, it looks easy, but it's not hard to. Another new word, I love it. Enmity means hostility. If you're feeling hostile feelings towards somebody, you're feeling enmity. Enmity. Yeah, I know. I love this new vocab too. So go up to the chat and look at that first word that starts with an A and read it. Then that's abysmal. Then the next one. Nocturnal. And then our last one. Enmity. Enmity. Next. Here's another short but fun one. Okay. This can work. So, you know how sometimes an I can say E when the next letter is a vowel? That's for multi-syllable words. I mean long words, 3 syllables or more usually. But in this word, it's going to follow just the tap 2 rule. This I is going to say its name because the next letter, the next 1 or 2 letters, in this case both, is another vowel. So this I is going to say I. This OUS is going to say us. That's a suffix spelled this way, but you don't hear the O. So what would this word say? Only 4 sounds. Pious. Pious. Pious means devoted. Does it really? Because in my mind it means something a little different. If you have a better definition for pious, let me know in the Q&A. And let me know, how did you do on that one? Y or A for pious? Did you get pious without me before I came in and read it? Nice. So go to the chat and read the first word. Abysmal. Second word. Nocturnal. Third. Enmity. And fourth. Pious. Pious. Does anybody have a better definition for pious than devoted? I know that's one definition, but for some reason I was thinking it meant something a little less flattering. Okay, next word. Speaking of flattering, all right, what do we have here? We have an IR that's going to say just like you are, just like ER, just like R. They all say You don't even hear the I. Here you have a TU. This is a fun one. TU says chew, like you're going to chew your food. Chew, like a sneeze. When it's toward the end of a multisyllable word and there's a vowel after it. So TU says chew. Who knew that? Did you know that? TU says chew, like in a sneeze, chew. When it's toward the end of a multisyllable word and there's a vowel after it. Isn't that fun? So this says chew right here, this whole part, TU. And OUS is a suffix that says us. We already talked about that. So what would this word say? Five sounds. Did you get it? So we have v, chew, us. Virtuous. Virtuous. Virtuous, meaning moral. According to the best synonym I could come up with there. Moral. Virtuous. How did you do on that one? Y or A? Good. Virtuous. Yeah, it means pure. Good definition. That's a good definition. Okay, go to the chat and try reading the first word. Abysmal. Next word. Nocturnal. Next word. Enmity. Next. Pious. And next. Virtuous. Virtuous. So you might have known that that word said virtuous just looking at it, but you might not have known that was that TU rule? Was that new to you? If you learn TU says chew in this class, whether in this lesson or in a previous lesson, put new in the Q&A. Yeah. Learning all sorts of words, all sorts of vocab, all sorts of reading patterns. Yeah. That's a fun one. I like that rule. Okay. Let's see if we can squeeze one more in here. Okay, there we go. All right, next word. Oh, let's try this. Everything got smaller all of a sudden. Oh, I like this. I'm going to put a tiny little half dot right there. Let me see if I did that right. My lines. Okay. Yeah. Oh, what am I doing? This isn't spelling. I just get to... You guys are like, wait a minute, April. Here is the word. So we have this A is toward the beginning of the word. It can be the second letter or the first, and there's a vowel 2 doors down. We had this rule earlier in this lesson. It makes the schwa sound, right? So this A is saying this I is in the middle syllable, so it gets to say I. This U is following the tap 2 rule, so it gets to say you, but look at this. This TU says chew again. Chew. 2 words right in a row, same rule. What are the chances? That's good luck right there. And then this A says A, because of the tap 2 rule, the E is silent. So what would this word say? So we have k, p, I, chew, a, t, ka, cup, capi, capitu, capitual, capitulate, capitulate, capitulate. Capitulate. What does capitulate mean? Surrender. You guys probably knew that. I didn't. Capitulate means surrender. That's fun. Did you get capitulate without me? Y or almost? Y or A? Capitulate. If it was an almost, it was probably because I came in a little too soon to read that one with you, because I'm getting a lot of almosts, which means to me I probably should have given you a little bit more time. So that's probably my fault, not yours. Capitulate. All right, in the chat here, go ahead and read that top word. Abysmal, and then we have nocturnal, enmity, pious, virtuous, capitulate. Capitulate or surrender.